Some hallways were littered with piles of dusty concrete bricks and stacks of wood, and others were lined with glass-paneled storefronts, lights hanging in perfect rows above their heads. "It's like a lost city," John said. "Like Pompeii," said Jessica. Just without the volcano." "No," Charlie said, "there's nothing here. The whole place had a sterile feel to it. It was not abandoned. It had never sustained life at all." She looked in the store window across from her, one of the few with glass, wondering what would have been displayed. She imagined mannequins, dressed in bright clothing, but when she tried to picture them all, she could see it was blank faces, concealing something. She suddenly felt out of place, unwelcomed by the building itself. Charlie began to feel restless, some of the luster wearing off the adventure. They had come. Freddy's was gone, and so was the shrine she had kept in her thoughts, where she would still find Michael playing where she had last saw him. John stopped suddenly, turning off the flashlight as carefully as he could. He put a finger to his lips, motioning silence. He gestured back the way they had come. In the distance they saw a small light bobbing in the darkness like a ship in the fog. "Someone else is here," he hissed. "A night guard, maybe?" Carlton whispered. "Why would an abandoned building need a guard?" Charlie wondered. "Kids probably come here to party," Carlton said and grinned. I would have come here to party too if I'd known about it, or if I partied." "Okay, well, let's backtrack, slowly," John said. "Jessica," John started, and made a zip-it motion across his lips. They continued down the hallway, this time with only the dimmer light of Carlton's keychain. "Wait," Jessica said. Jessica stopped with a whisper, looking intently at the walls surrounding them. "Something's not right." "Yeah, no giant pretzels, I know." Carlton seemed sincere. Jessica waved a hand at him impatiently. "No, something isn't right about the architecture." He took several steps back, trying to see the whole of it. "Something is definitely not right," she repeated. "It's bigger on the outside." "Bigger on the outside?" Charlie repeated, sounding puzzled. "I mean, there's a big difference between where the inside wall is and where the outside wall is. Look." Jessica ran along a length of wall between where two stores would have been. There would have been a store here and a store there. John pointed to the obvious, not understanding the problem. "But there's something in the middle," Jessica exclaimed, beating her hands against an empty portion of wall. This part juts out into the parking lot like the stores on each side, but there's no way into it." "You're right." Charlie started walking towards Jessica, studying the walls. "There would have been another entrance here, and," Jessica dropped her voice so that only Charlie could hear her, "about the same size as Freddy's, don't you think?" Charlie's eyes widened and took a quick step back from Jessica. "What are you two whispering about?" Carlton stepped closer. We're talking about you," Jessica said sharply, and they walked into one of the vacant department stores that seemed to sandwich the sealed space. "Come on," she said, "let's take a look." They started combing the wall as a group clustered around the tiny light. Charlie was not sure what to hope for. Aunt Jen had warned her about coming back. She didn't encourage Charlie to skip the memorial. Not directly, but she wasn't pleased that she was returning to Hurricane. Just be careful," she had said. Some memories are best left undisturbed." "Is that why you kept Dad's house?" Charlie thought now. Is that why you kept paying for it? Left it untouched like some kind of shrine, but never visiting? The end.